Here's the Pulsar Halo Doorbell Cam. This is how it comes in the package. You got the actual doorbell. I'm going to unbox some of this stuff so you guys can see what it is. What comes in the box is obviously the doorbell cam itself. And you got some parts and stuff here. One of those things in there is a diode. There's an Allen wrench. There's some screws, some things for mounting. First thing you want to do is go to the doorbell that you want to replace with the doorbell cam and pull out your phone and make sure you've got good Wi-Fi signal with your phone at the location where the doorbell is at, because that camera needs to communicate with your Wi-Fi. Next thing you want to do is locate your doorbell chime and make sure it works. Obviously it works. When you get to your doorbell chime box, it's typically screw on one side or the other. Remove that screw and then the cover will come off to expose your wires. Now if you have also a rear doorbell, you may have a wire going to the rear doorbell as well. Depending on where you're placing your doorbell camera, typically the front door is the most obvious placement. This is the diode that comes in the packaging. And this diode is where you want to place in between this contact point and this contact point. So you loosen those screws, wrap that diode wire around that screw and screw the screw back in, and you should be good to go. Next step is to remove your existing doorbell button. Those two wires are what enables the chime to work. So we need to remove these screws. But as you can see, these wires are live. It still rings my doorbell cam. So that button, we're going to eliminate that. Your next step is to mount the mounting plate. And make sure you get it in the right direction. There's this little tab here. You want to have it the right way, otherwise your doorbell will be mounted upside down. So as you see on the bottom of your doorbell, there's that little notch where this goes in. So that's the direction you want that thing to be. So make sure this little tab is down on the bottom. Go ahead and your doorbell wires that you had, put them through that big hole there. And now you'll need to mount it. As you can see, mine on siding, it doesn't sit flat like the other one was because it's a little bigger. So you'll have to find a good spot that you think it fits in. So we'll put these screws in. There. You don't have to over tighten, especially on siding like this. Just get it to where it sits nice and secure, sits level. Your next step is to get your doorbell cam wired. I like to twist these ends to make sure they got a nice solid connection so they don't fray. And then you can twist these wires onto the two wires of your doorbell. Then these wire connectors, you just slide those over the top of the wires that you just twisted, hold them together, and then slide this connector over the top. Make sure it covers all the insulation to where there's no exposed wires anywhere. And then you take a pair of pliers. Once they're in and you see no exposed wires, then you just go ahead and crimp down on it. And it holds that connector into place and then stops those wires from touching each other when they're on the inside. Do the same thing with the other wire. Twist it together. Slide that onto the wires. Push it in far enough to where you got no exposed metal wires. And then crimp it down. Make sure it's got a good solid connection. And now we need to push these wires back into the hole. And this is where if the hole's not very big, you can cut these wires shorter and wire them if you wanted to. But I've got plenty of room back there. And then you put your camera, slide it in to place, and then push down to lock. There, now it's locked into place. Once you get it into place and get it snapped down into position, as you can see I must have hit the power button because the lights are flashing. But now you can take this special wrench that comes in your kit and the special black screw that fits on the end of that wrench to secure the camera into place. Once you've pushed the button to power it on, a blue light will flash, and then when it comes to this point to where it's flashing green and red, that means you have successful connection and your doorbell should chime. So let's test that. It does. Our doorbell is working. It also has this protective covering on it that you can peel off of the camera. It's good to leave that on while you're installing it, just so the camera doesn't get scratched and marred up. And then there is another protective covering that goes over the top here, which you can remove to expose the speaker. And now we'll start the software installation and downloading on the phone. Now we're going to go download the app that you need to use on your phone. So go to your Google or your iOS Play Store, and in the search bar, so once you've typed in Secure Bell and searched for it, you'll see the Secure Bell app right there. Touch that. Download it, which I already have, and then open. You just hit log in, and then you go to create an account. So you type in your email. We'll go out and make sure that the discovery mode is on. And it is. See, the red and green lights are flashing, so it's ready to be discovered. So now once we're logged in and we're in discovery mode for the camera, we're going to add our new doorbell camera. Doorbell camera. Okay, so we need to go there. See, our doorbell camera shows up in our Wi-Fi selection, so we're going to connect directly to the camera through this connection right here. So you go into your Wi-Fi settings and select doorbell camera. And now it's disconnecting from your home's Wi-Fi. Your phone is disconnecting from your home's Wi-Fi, and now it's connecting to the doorbell camera. So now it says it's connected. Obviously there's no internet because your doorbell camera does not. It says tap for options. Wi-Fi has no internet access. Stay connected. Yes, I want to stay connected to it even though it's got no internet options. Okay, now since we are connected, let's go back to our settings, and now let's hit next. And they want us to name our new doorbell cam. Well, it's got standard names, templates in there right now. Front door, back door, office door. Mine's just front door, so I'm going to touch front door. So I'm going to go Central Time. That's where I'm at. Daylight savings, yes, we use that. So hit OK. Please give the front door a new password. Now it's pairing with the device. Select the Wi-Fi network. Now what this is the Wi-Fi network that I want the camera to be connected to. The camera only works on a 2.4 network, so if you've got 2.4 or 5 gig, select the 2.4 network. And then you're going to type in the password for that Wi-Fi network. So now I'm going to connect my phone to that same network, which you should already be connected to. Boom. Now we're connected. And we go back. And then it shows my front door. So I can get a live view. There's a live view of my front door. Now I'm going to send one of my kids out to go ring the doorbell. Oh, look at there, it's ringing, and I get to see that he's there. What do you want, Jake? Talk back to me.
I can hear you.
I can hear you too. There you go. That's how you set up your doorbell cam.